First, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
And welcome back to Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler, live here from the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom. And every weekday, if you're a watcher of the show, you know we cover a wide range of topics. I always like to make sure that people know that. You can go to the Fox 12 Oregon app and check out all the different segments and conversations that we get to have. And sometimes we talk about television shows. And that's what we're doing in this one, a new show called Art Detectives. But I think you're going to be very interested in the person that I interviewed, and that is Stephen Moyer, the actor in this new show. You may recognize him from a little show called True Blood, where he played Bill Compton. Sookie. So I had to do that. It's impossible not to do that if you are introducing him. And we actually do talk a little bit about his show, but also about the new one that he is on. This show called Art Detectives. It's on Acorn TV. Let's jump right into it. Here is Stephen Moyer. This new show, Art Detectives, I've been fortunate enough to see some of it already. It's addictive right out of the gate because it's exactly that right kind of formula, you know, that just brings you right into it. Those detective shows like this, but this one, you know, focusing on art. I was curious, just from a personal standpoint, did you know much about the art world? You may already know a lot about this stuff, but did you learn a lot from this role, or did you know as much as you found out by taking on this role?
The reason they came to me, Greg, is because I am an art expert. No, I'm not. I really am not. I just play one on telly. No, to be truthful, it was actually the thing that I was most fascinated about with the character, because Anna and I kind of collect quite a lot of photographic stuff. Got a couple of paintings, but nothing kind of old or particularly worth anything. And so when I read it, I really like detective dramas anyway, and there's a great deal of British ones out there, as you well know. But I'd never seen anything covering this topic, and I thought it was really interesting. And then, of course, once I started talking to the producers and the writers about it, they'd based it on a real life department within the British police force, which is the smallest in the whole of the UK. It's 3 people, but in our show it's one. And so I really liked that idea. We also developed this idea that Mick, my character's father, Ron, is a world famous forger. And so we kind of came up with this idea that he spent, because his mum died when he was young, he's got this whole life of learning about fakes. And so he's really good at that. And he's taken a slightly different career path to that of his father, much to his dad's chagrin, who turns back up again. And so I thought it was a really interesting conceit that I hadn't seen before. And of course, one of the joys of getting to do that is, one of the things I love most about my job is getting to do research, whether you're playing a fictional character or somebody based in reality. You get to sort of research the period or what it is that you do for a living. And of course, once we started scratching away at the surface, there are these stories happen every day all over the world. And Larry is a very dear friend of mine who played my dad. And once he got into it, he was sending me just clippings and paper clippings and things and things that he'd found on the internet every day. I was getting just bombarded by them. So it was great to be able to do the research.
I mean, I would think that is a wormhole I could totally understand going down once you start figuring that stuff out.
Well, in episode 5, we go to the Titanic, and so I didn't know, but there's this whole world of fake antiquities that have been brought up from the ocean floor. And if they're authenticated, they're worth hundreds of thousands of pounds. But if you can create one and sell it as if it's authentic, that's a good return on your investment.
That seems like it'd be almost too much work compared to what that returns, even though that's a good return. But I don't know. That's a lot to do.
Well, in order to be a really, really good forger, if you're painting a Da Vinci, for example, you have to have a canvas from the period. You have to have the wood holding the canvas from the period, brushes from the period, oil, varnish. All of those things have to come from the 15th century, right? So in order to do it, you have to be a detective in your own right, as well as being a brilliant artist.
That is a lot to figure out. All right, we could do a whole show just on that part. But
Let's
going back to, because I'm in, but Art Detectives. So for this role, you know, and this show, And as you mentioned, there's something about British detective dramas that just works so well here in the U.S. I don't know, we eat them all up. But this one, with this particular one, going back to that, what is it you would like people to take away from seeing our detectives, from engaging in this show and learning about these?
Well,
characters?
I think as you said quite rightly, there is a great love of British detective drama. You get to see beautiful countryside, and
Yes.
and I think that's one of the things that makes people love the British dramas is the countryside, and we got to do a lot of that. But also, you get to learn about this thing that you didn't necessarily know about the world of forgery and fraud. So he's also sort of quite a charming character. He's a bit of a geek. It's nice for me to play somebody who's nice, because I play a lot of psychopaths, and so and in fact, to be honest with you, there was a little sort of moment at the beginning where I was like, I was like, am I being too evil? I do I need to be nice here? Because I'm so used to kind of doing the look, It was
So too much Bill in this, or
yeah. So that was really nice to actually play somebody who's on the right side of things for once.
That's amazing. Well, I do have to ask, just talking about those roles, because
Yeah.
True Blood, I gotta wonder. This was somebody, one of my producers wanted me to ask this. What
Yeah.
is the most common thing that people say to you as far as quoting True Blood to you when you're out and about?
I get stopped a lot and I get asked to say Sookie a lot. So I'll be literally walking along with my kids and somebody will go, could you just say Sookie? And I'll just go, Sookie. And then we carry on walking. I quite famously, I'll be walking along with my wife, and this used to happen more back in the day, but still happens. And ladies will stop me. They'll be with their dudes and they'll go, will you just bite me? Would you just bite my neck? And I'll look to Anna and she'll go on. And so I end up biting people all over the place. And I've been asked to bite in all sorts of places, which we don't need to go into.
That's that's a whole
enough
other show on its
information.
own.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yes, I do get asked, and occasionally, I've met people with quotes of my character tattooed on their body. So they'll ask me they'll literally like show me their back or pull up a whole True Blood sleeve and ask me to sort of say the quote that's on there. It's incredible.
That's amazing. Just the influence that had. Well, this is going to have the same thing. Stephen, thank you so much, for having time to talk to us. Art Detectives it really is fantastic. I appreciate your time. When you're ready to do the Art Thief podcast, just hit me up.
I'm there, Greg. Let's set it up.
All right. Thanks, Stephen.
See you, man.
All right. Hopefully that is going to be set up soon. We're coming, Stephen Moyer and Greg Nibbler, Art Thief podcast. Regardless, though, thanks for tuning in to Fox 12 Now. And again, you can check out all of our segments under the Fox 12 Oregon app. You can go to kptv.com or however it is that you found this one. Thanks for doing so. And it's a wide range of coverage that we have. Sometimes celebrity interviews. Sometimes we're talking about breaking news. It could be anything like that between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. every weekday, and sometimes even outside of that. So thanks for being here. I am going to be taking a break right now, but if there is any breaking news between now and 4 p.m., you can expect to come right back here. Otherwise, our 4 p.m. news will take over then, and I'll be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock.